Yeah, Todd. I mean, this is our guys, the father of our show, Todd Atkins, with the YouTube channel Deeks Dojo is on. Todd, absolutely. I honestly didn't know Andre Benke at all. Looks like he's had a long history from Brazil. Brazil is obviously the hotbed of MMA for sure, where Jiu-Jitsu came from, and really where MMA came from as well. I'll say this: coaching is a very interesting thing, and late in a career, you can be revived by switching gyms. You can also be destroyed by switching gyms. I remember it was early in my career, and my coach was acting like a jerk off, and I switched gyms. And then the gym I switched to, they were bigger jerk offs than even my coach. I mean, it lets you know how difficult that transition can be depending on the circumstances. Now, there's a certain point in your life where you know enough about fighting and you know enough about the fight game where these things don't affect you as hard as they can, right? In a negative sense. But coaching is a real art, not a science, so to speak. There's a lot of guys who know a lot of stuff. I will tell you this, guys. Athletes don't take to me at all for me giving them advice. They don't like it. And I think it has to do with ego. I think it has to do with my own ego. Like, my way of training a fighter is fighting with them and seeing where they are and sort of letting them know where they are. Problem is, for a fighter who is so ego-based himself, that actually hurts. It was a boxing trainer named Paul Wade that first gave me this idea. He said, Derek, look, my fight ego is still there. I gotta retire before I can train people full time, because otherwise I'm always comparing myself to them. And that is exactly what a good coach cannot ever do, right? If you're comparing yourself to your fighters know it on some level. They don't like it. Now, I've seen some young guys that are still active that are actually pretty good as coaches, right? They're able to bifurcate that ego thing pretty well. I've seen others that aren't as good at it, but it is still intangible. It's an intangible sense, like what makes a salesman and what makes somebody else in the company. And a lot of times it is simply perception of who's ever in charge. And like it or not, the fighters are at the end in charge, right? They may get caught into certain situations, but at the end of the day, it's the fighter's job to say which coach she wants and which coach is best for them. Now, what we do as human beings sometimes is we choose people that maybe assuage our egos and not the people we actually need as coaches that are going to tell us the hard truth. And that is the human game. And right there in MMA. Once again, a martial arts lesson for life. Every leg and file for more on the fight game.